Hey, how's it going, everybody? Those of y'all new to the channel here behind camera, my name is Austin, and this is Fintastic Freaks, and this big monstrous-sized aquarium is my 510-gallon plywood tank. Those of y'all that are new to the channel here are probably thinking, wow, that is a very big aquarium. And I would agree. Those of you that have been here for a while and followed this subject for a while will recognize that, yes, this looks pretty different from the last time that we've seen it, especially since it's been a few weeks really that we've talked about this, or really anything in the fish room for that matter. In this video, I wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about, just giving you an update about exactly what I've all done with the 510-gallon plywood tank and where we're at in terms of this thing being ready for our Maboo Puffer.
Hi, how are you?
Compared to the last time we saw this thing, you'll notice, yeah, there are a lot more plants in this tank here now. Namely, we got some jungle val here in the middle, and that stuff is really doing well. You can kind of see up in the front there, we got some little sprouts popping up there too. And it's really starting to thicken out there too from even when I first put it in there. Some of it's getting really tall as well. Over towards the left corner here, we got some anchorus. I might be mispronouncing that. Pronunciation is not one of my gifts in life. But it's a stem plant nonetheless, and I'm starting to see some little strands starting to come off of the main part of the plants there as well, so it seems like that's doing real well. You'll notice that there's a little bit of melting going on with them. Might have noticed it even with a little bit of the jungle val. I have been away from my fish room for about 5 days or so. Oh, here, not consecutively, but in response to that, though, my lights have not been on as much as they used to be. Thus, some of the plants have not been getting all their light to get the nutrients they need. Hence why there's a little bit of melting, but this is a couple days after getting the lights back to normal. They seem to be coming around pretty nicely. As well as our broadleaf water sprites over here. Also got some anubiuses on the wood over here. A little more anchorus over there. As well as some various crypts that we have up here towards the front of the tank. I am thinking though that over here, maybe this one right here, the one right there, and just some of them more towards the middle here. I might put more over here in the corner. I kind of like more of the idea, maybe more so now, of having more of an open free range middle and then just having the crypts over there by our anchor stem plants over there. And I don't know, I think that might be a slightly better look, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Should I leave it alone? Should I make the change? You'll also notice that we do have some vals still floating up there. I frankly got a load of val earlier from one of our local fish stores here in the area. Some of that val up there is probably going to go into other aquariums as well, because I kind of like the amount that we have in here. I might maybe plant a few more in here, not too many though, to cap it off there, but put some of that in some other tanks we have down here, because of course, well, we do have about 20 of them running down here. But some other things you'll notice, perhaps, as we've been talking is, yeah, we do have some little fish in here. Namely, some rosy red minnows. Those guys are in here mostly to kind of help finish off the biocycle in here. We got a dozen rosy red minnows in here to be precise. We also got about a dozen ghost shrimp in here and about 3 dozen Malaysian trumpet snails in here to also kind of go along in here. And they're also, as you kind of notice, picking off some of the algae that's been growing on our wood piece. And yes, this is the wood piece indeed that I got from Aquashella in Chicago in the fall of 2022. The rosy reds, the ghost shrimp and snails are also nice in here because I did just go ahead and get the water tested not too long ago by my own hand, as well as brought it into a fish store because you can't be too careful with this stuff. We do have a little trace of ammonia in here. Oh no! So in terms for a Maboo Puffer, it's not quite ready, but guys, we're very, very close. Once we knock out that little bit of ammonia and our cycle levels out and gets to where we need it to be, we should be ready to go here, hopefully in a week, maybe 2 at most here. We're not going to rush into anything because, I mean, while our Maboo Puffer is getting a little bit bigger, he's not to the point of growth to where it's absolutely dire to get him in here. It's to the point where we don't want to waste too much time, but we're still not really in any hurry here, and I certainly don't want to rush him in here and risk anything, of course. You'll also notice that there are a lot of airlines going around here. This is not the final setup for like the airlines and the cords and all that. We're going to rearrange some of that here later as we later on before we put the Maboo in here. Obviously a lot of airlines up there, like I say, that'll be readjusted there later to where that looks a little cosmetically more pleasing. Running this tank though, we have 2 250-gallon grade sponge filters in each corner. That one's a little more hidden by our rock, wood, and all that over there. Obviously that one will be a little bit more hidden once our plants grow in a little bit more, but some good biological filtration is there. We also got some mechanical filtration back there. You'll notice a little fluval hose going up there from an external pump that I have halfway in the tank there. Well, halfway down in the tank, that is. It's fully submerged, but it is going in to this big pond grade canister filter here. This canister filter is supposed to filter up to over 1,500 gallons, so 3 times the amount of this aquarium, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But it should do a great job of clarifying the water, eliminating the nitrates and nitrites in here, and eventually that little trace of ammonia in here. So once we get the cycle set where we need it to be, this canister filter is going to help us keep the rest of this tank looking pretty spiffy. Also in the corners there, we have 2 600-watt bulk reef supply titanium heaters. Since we got a puffer that have very powerful teeth, I was not about to put any glass heater in there, and I wouldn't recommend that to you either. But titanium heaters, they're both also monitored by their own individual Inkbird system to make sure that our water temperature stays exactly where we want it to be and such. As you can tell, we do have a little bit of those cords there also kind of exposed there as well. Again, we'll readjust that there later. If all else, I might cover those up with some PVC pipe, because the last thing I want is a snail to be just crawling along on that cord there, and then the puffer notices it and then gets an unpleasantly shocking experience.
Bruh.
And if you think that pun is bad, it'd be way worse to have our puffer get electrocuted, because I'm pretty sure that wouldn't feel too good either. Zap! But that, guys, is a little quick update on our 510-gallon plywood tank. Let me know what you think of it so far. Definitely more updates to come here. Got a couple more fish room related videos coming up here too, as we got a few empty tanks down here that I'm thinking it's time to occupy with some new fish down here. More on that here later. To those of you that don't know, I got a swap live stream here that I just posted recently, so keep an eye open for that. Actually, at this point here, I haven't quite gone to it yet. It's actually tomorrow, but by the time I post this video, the swap will already be done and said, so make sure you go check that out here. And as always, guys, thank you for all the support and for watching this video. I will see you all in my next one, Fish Fam. As always, stay fantastic.